Criminology Board Exam Reviewer. Questioned documents. Definition of terms. Part 1. Alignment defect. It is a twisted letter, horizontal misalignment, vertical misalignment, or a character off its feet. These defects can be corrected by special adjustments to the type bar and type block of a type bar machine. Allograph. It is writing or signature made by one person for another, or a style, block capital, print script, or cursive form, of one of the 26 graphemes of the English alphabet or of the ligatures or other symbols that accompany it. Altered document. It is a document that contains a change either as an addition or a deletion. Ample letter. It is that which encompasses more than the standard inner space in a given letter. It is characterized by fulsomeness and expanded ovals and loops. Archive. It is a collection of documents and records purposely stored for a defined period of time. Assisted writing. It is the result of a guided hand, produced by the cooperation of the two minds and two hands of two persons. Ballpoint pen. It is a writing instrument having as its marking tip a small, freely rotating ball bearing that rolls the ink into the paper. Many of these pens use highly viscous, non-aqueous ink, but in recent years, construction of some pens have been adopted to use water-based inks. Baseline. It is the ruled or imaginary line upon which the writing rests. Big Floyd. It is the FBI's supercomputer that contains software allowing it to search criminal records and draw conclusions from the available information in the hunt for those responsible for an individual crime. Bindle paper. It is a clean paper folded used to contain trace evidence, sometimes included as part of the packaging for collecting trace evidence. Most of the time, white paper is used and has the consistency of butcher paper, the paper used in deli markets. Bitmap. It is a mosaic of dots or pixels defining an image, including dot matrix imprints. The smoothness of the image contour depends upon the fineness of resolution and the number of dots or pixels per inch. Blobbing. It is the accumulation of ink on the exterior of the point assembly of a ballpoint pen that drops intermittently to the surface being written upon. Blunt ending. It is the effect produced on commencement and terminal strokes of letters, both upper and lower case, by the application of the writing instrument to the paper prior to the beginning of any horizontal movement. Boat. It is a dish-shaped figure consisting of a concave stroke and a straight line sometimes forming the base of letters. Body. It is that portion of a letter, the central part that remains when the upper and lower projections, the terminal and initial strokes and diacritics are omitted. Apostrophe jun. It is a writing in which alternate lines are written in opposite directions and even have the posture as well as the direction of reversal letters. Bow. It is a vertical curve stroke as in capitals D and C. Braille. It is a system of representing letter, numerals and so on by raised dots that a visually impaired person can read by touch. Burring. It is a division of a written line into two or more or less equal portions by a non-linked area generally running parallel to the direction of line generation but moving away from the radius of a curving stroke. Sometimes referred to as splitting. Carboncopy. It is a copy of a typewritten document made by means of carbon paper. It is an exact replica, duplicate. Carbon ink. India ink. It is one of the oldest form of writing ink commonly referred to as India ink even though the ink was first used in China. In its simplest form, carbon ink consists of amorphous carbon shaped into a solid cake with glue. It is converted into a liquid for writing by grinding the cake and suspending the articles in a water glue medium. Occasionally, a pigmented dye is added to improve the color. Case file. It is a collection of documents comprising information concerning a particular investigation. Case records. They are all notes, reports, custody records, charts, analytical data, and any correspondence generated in the laboratory pertaining to a particular case. Character. It is any typed or handwritten mark, sign or insignia, abbreviation, punctuation mark, letter, or numeral whether legible, blurred or indistinct. Charred document. It is a document that has become blackened and brittle through burning or through exposure to excessive heat. Class characteristics. It means that not all characteristics encountered in document examination are peculiar to single person or thing, and one that is common to a group may be described as a class characteristic. They are the traits that define a group of items collectively. Clogged, dirty, typeface. It means over prolonged use, the typeface becomes filled with lint, dirt, and ink, particularly in letters with closed loops such as P and G. If this condition is allowed to continue without cleaning, the printed impression will actually print with the clogged areas shaded or solid black. Cloth ribbon. It is a type of ribbon used in some models of typewriter. Collected standards. It is a sample of writing made during the normal course of business or social activity not necessarily related to the matter in dispute. Conjoined letters. They are two letters that have been written in the common manner such that the terminal stroke of the first is the initial stroke of the second.